Hello there. Welcome to the Family Practice Renewal Program website. The purpose of this video is to highlight key elements of the registration process and form in relation to the fee code program. As you may or may not know, the fee code program has a set of eligibility criteria, so there is a need for physicians to register. This is a one-time thing, so once you register and submit your form, unless your information changes down the road, you will be eligible to bill any new codes under our program. I will point out that there are several resources available on our site. So these include a set of frequently asked questions relating to registration and eligibility, a quick reference guide which gives an overview of each of our two new codes, our telephone code and our shared care code, and a set of scenarios and FAQs relating to each of these new codes. This video is supplemental to give another option for those who prefer more of a visual learning tool. So let's get to the form. This is a test site, so the actual live registration site may look a little bit different, but in essence you will click on forms and there will be an option there for our fee code program registration form, and this is what that will look like. Two things I would like to mention before we get into the form itself. One is, once you submit your completed registration form, there could be a wait period of up to 10 business days. There are some steps that need to take place in the background in order to link you as a registered physician with new billing codes under this program. So you will get a notification from staff when you can bill, and that could take, again, up to 2 weeks. The other thing I want to highlight is locums are eligible to bill within this fee code program if the physician they're covering for is already a program registrant and if the period of replacement is greater than 3 months. If you're a locum and that scenario applies and you do want to bill under this program, you simply complete the locum registration form, which is a one-pager. You need to print it out, you sign it, the practice physician signs it. In essence, it's saying, yes, I do provide a period of replacement that is greater than 3 months. So locums do not need to go through this process here. Okay, so moving on to the actual form. Because I'm very creative, I'm going to use the surname of test, the given name of testee, and the license number of 12345. So the eligibility criteria are reflected in questions 1 through 4. And you just click on the box if the criteria applies to you. So hopefully you have a valid practitioner number. Number 2 deals with longitudinal relationships with your patients. So this one is asking, as designated primary care physician, have you indicated and recorded your commitment to establish longitudinal relationships with your patients? For this one, a question that has come up and one that we've tossed around is, what if I'm a physician, I've been practicing for a while, I have patients that have been with me for a long period of time, and the commitment is not necessarily recorded on paper or in an EMR, but in practice, I am responsible for this patient's care and for my patient's care. And so the answer is yes. If you're committed to and responsible for the care of your patients, this criteria is something that you would meet. Ideally, it's recorded, but we understand that in many situations it may not be, particularly as many physicians are now just getting onto an EMR. So let's click number 2. Number 3. You have either adopted an electronic medical record in your practice, or you have signed an EMR participation agreement. If you have an EMR or have signed the agreement, you click yes. In that situation, you would need to meet at least 4 of the requirements in question 4, which I will get to in a moment. If no, you need to meet 2 additional criteria outlined in question 4. For a total of 6. Now, one question that comes up in relation to number 3 is, I've signed the agreement, but I'm in a queue. So it's August now, and I may not get an EMR in my practice until February. Do I still click yes? The answer is yes, you click yes, because you are in the queue, you've signed the participation agreement, and so for that reason you would meet this criteria. Number 4 consists of a set of 11 eligibility criteria. And these in totality reflect what the committee believes add up to a pretty solid, comprehensive family practice. And so, as a physician participating in this program, you need to meet a minimum of 4. You may need to meet 6, again, depending on your EMR situation. Some of these criteria are stated in annual service levels. So, for example, if we look at number 1 here, I provide after hours or extended hours in my practice for at least 90 hours annually. Now, you may be a new graduate physician that you're starting up shop. You haven't been in practice for 12 months. So say you've only been in practice for 3. You do provide after hours care. Are you eligible? In this situation, if you can demonstrate a clear and consistent pattern, which if continued would meet the requirement of the 90 hours annually, yes, you would be eligible, and that criteria would apply to you. And so that same principle applies to any other criteria that has an annual stated service level. So I'm not going to read all of the criteria, but again, there are 11, and you click the ones that apply to you. So for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm going to click number 1, that I provide after hours in my clinic, that I provide hospital services, that I employ and collaborate with an LPN, and that I participate in physician leadership initiatives. So, for example, I may be a member of a family practice network board, or participating in committees relating to FPRP, RHA leadership roles, or I'm a preceptor with the Hmong Faculty of Medicine program. So I'm going to click yes to that. And I just want to make sure that I did indeed click 4, so there we go. Important notes. The information provided above will need to be validated by program staff. In many situations, that information can be obtained from MCP. Some of it we need to contact your office for. In most cases, we would communicate with your office staff. In some cases, we may need to talk to you directly. We do promise and we do make a commitment that this will be as easy and seamless as possible for you, and your ability to bill won't be impacted while the validation process is occurring. So that will occur in the background. In some situations, you might not even know. And again, once that's completed, it's completed. It's a one-time process. However, having said that, on an ongoing basis, we will be conducting reviews, random or otherwise, to verify ongoing compliance with eligibility criteria. Where a physician is deemed to be not compliant with the eligibility requirements of the program, and there is no reasonable prospect of achieving such compliance, registration may be denied or revoked. Having said that, our program staff will support efforts to achieve compliance. We want to help you, and certainly we will work with you to meet the criteria as stated above, where that is reasonable. Terms and conditions of registration, I won't go through those specifically. We do encourage you to read through. So these terms and conditions cover off the information that you will be releasing to us as a requirement of participating in the program, and of course the applicable policies relating to privacy. So let's assume you agree. You click agree and you click submit. And here we go. It's as simple as that. Thank you for your interest in our program. We're happy that you chose to be part of the Fee Code program, and we'll notify you when you can start billing the new codes. And again, this could take up to 2 weeks. Thanks, and please contact us with any further questions.